6 shoulders workout finishers for pumped up delts. Hey guys, hope you are good. So today I'm going to walk you through 6 workout finishers for your shoulders, for your delts. Now, the idea behind these is that they're not really like your meat and potatoes exercises. They're not like your big hitter exercises where you're going to get most of your improvements from. They're more exercises that are super fun, really great ones to kind of finish off your workouts with a lot of metabolic stress. Shoulders really can kind of feel great at the end of the workout and you feel like you've had a good workout from them. They're also great to kind of mix things up and have some fun as well. I'll take you through each exercise and then I'm going to explain why and how you might use each exercise as well, obviously with key points with your technique. Come follow along. The DeFranco's Shoulder Shocker. So this first one is named after legendary strength coach Joe DeFranco. Now, I don't know whether this is actually a DeFranco's Shoulder Shocker, but the concept is the exact same. This is kind of like my take on his. It might be the exact same, it might not. Now, we're going to be using dumbbells for this one. You can kind of use cables for this one if you want to, but I prefer dumbbells. Super light, they're super humbling. You want to finish off your workouts with these, or you can kind of warm up your shoulders with them, but really you're going to completely finish off your shoulders by the end of these. So they're basically lateral raise variations. It's kind of like a form of mechanical drop set. So we go from the most challenging exercise to the least. We're going to use 3 lateral raise variations in a row. So your reps really on these are like kind of 7 to 12 reps. And you want a challenging enough weight that's going to challenge you at the end of that rep range. So for example, if I aim for 12 reps for the first exercise, then I want a kind of a load that's going to challenge me for those 12 reps. All right, I'm obviously starting super light today. So exercise number 1, and this is a 3 exercise series. So we're going to lock one side and we're going to alternate. So we're going to lock with an iso hold and alternate, okay? So when I say 12 reps, it's actually kind of more like 24, okay, alternating. So with these, I tend to like kind of like 7, 8 reps, all right? So 14 to 16. So imagine we've done those. We now switch straight to our standard lateral raise variation, okay? So that's position number 2. And you're gonna go to failure or close to failure with position number 2. So imagine now we've gone close to failure with position number 2. Now we're gonna go to, now I call these a Poliquin lateral raise, but they're an eccentric lateral raise. So we're gonna go here with quite a short lever arm to out and then control in that eccentric. So it's here, L lateral raise, out, and then control that eccentric. So we've gone from the most challenging position to the least. So I'll take you through all of them. So imagine we've gone from here, alternating sides, okay, straight to here, and then straight to that eccentric lateral raise, okay? Obviously controlling that eccentric, dominating that load as you go down. Now I like kind of 2 to 3 sets of these. As I said, I would mostly reserve these for the end of your workouts. They're super challenging, super humbling, even with the lightest weight. Give them a try, let us know how you get along with those ones. So next up, we have what I call a victory raise shoulder shocker. This is horrible, okay? And I'm gonna be honest, so I actually brought the wrong band for this one. I didn't bring the wrong band. I just had basically the wrong band in my bag, okay? This band is way too heavy for actually what you want for this. You want one of the really, really, really light, like booty bands, like the stuff you'd kind of use for rehab purposes. This one is horrible. So I'm gonna try and attempt to show you how to do this with this thicker band. So what we wanna do is have that band around our wrists and dumbbells in our hands. Now a victory raise, I would credit Coach Christian Thibodeau with these. And I think he got them off of someone else though. So as I always like to give kind of credit where credit's due. But this is kind of like the next level of that. So band around wrists / forearms. I'm gonna have them a little bit lower because this band's quite high, okay, quite heavy. So victory raise is from here. As you raise those dumbbells overhead, almost like a front raise, you're gonna try and spread that band apart, all right? Because as I said, this band's quite heavy, quite high resistance. I'm probably not going to be spreading that band apart as much as I want to. So I'm here, as I raise up overhead, I'm going to spread that band apart. and then back down. So it should almost look like a V when I'm going overhead. With me at the moment, it's probably more like an I, okay? Because I'm not able to spread that band too much. Once we've done our reps, 8 to 12 is a good one, okay? Get rid of the band, and then we're just using the dumbbells, okay? So obviously that looks a lot more like a V, okay? So here to here. Now, I like kneeling with these. It just takes a little bit of body English out of the equation, but you can also do standing if you want to. Once we're fatigued with our dumbbells, we go back to just the band. So again, this should be quite a light booty band. And then we spread that band apart and repeat. So we're trying to keep constant tension on that band. Even when we come down to that bottom point, we're not losing tension completely, okay? So spread that band apart, come back to the start. Spread the band, come back down, okay? So you're going to failure on sets 2 and 3, or movements 2 and 3 of those ones. The first movement, which is kind of the combined band and dumbbell, you're going relatively close, maybe kind of 1 to 2 reps short of complete failure. So victory raise, shoulder shocker, give that one a shot. Let us know how you get along. It is horrible. Next up, now this is one of my favorites for front delts. So it's like a mechanical drop set. As I said, all of these are kind of like shoulders finishers, but this one's a really good one for your front delts. We're going to start in a seated supported position. So it's a supported or chest supported front raise. Start with those dumbbells on your thighs, but once you've done that first rep, try and stay away from your thighs just to keep that tension, because as soon as you come down to your thighs, you do just tend to lose it a little bit. So we're going to start here into that supported, very strict front raise position, all right? Once we've reached close to failure with that one, what I want you to do is stand up. So we're still slightly supported, okay, but we're just a little bit higher here. And all that does is allow just a little bit more body English if we want it, okay? So we're here to here, okay? So we've gone from our seated supported to standing. Once we've reached close to failure with that one, we're going to alternate sides. So one stays down and the opposite side comes all the way to the top, okay? Another one you can do instead of alternating is to simply just stand and finish in that position. But I do tend to like that supported position just because it feels a little bit nicer on the back, okay? So just a quick recap here. So we've gone from seated chest supported to standing chest supported to standing chest supported, alternating sides. Just like the others that we showed, about 8 to 12 reps of each one's a good starting point, but feel free to gauge those based on kind of the intensity or the amount of weight that you're actually lifting with these. So as I mentioned before, these are to finish your workout with. We can go pretty close to failure. There's kind of no harm in kind of reaching close to failure with these exercises. So feel free just to push yourself with these, okay? So again, another favorite front raise drop set right there. So next up, we're going to be moving on to rear delts with the dumbbells. We've got some others to show you after this one, but whilst we're using the bench and dumbbells, might as well show you these now. Now, rear delts, if your rear delts are lagging, then it's really going to notice in that overall physique development. I see so many people that look great from the front. As soon as they turn to the side, they lose any kind of width up top, and that's because they don't have any rear delts. So rear delts work is super important. This is a good one, again, to finish off your workouts with. We're going to use a chest-supported rear delt fly, okay? So, chest support to start off with. Now, I don't mind whether you use that neutral grip or that palms down grip, right? There's arguments for doing either. Go with whichever one feels good for you. I like palms facing each other, okay? So, all the way out to the side, drive those elbows as wide as you can. So let's aim for about 10 reps with these. Once you started, try not to lose the tension by coming all the way in towards the middle, all right? So keep them out, keep the tension. So let's aim for about 10 reps. Once you've hit your 10 reps, what I want you to then do is to switch to palms down, okay? And really driving those elbows out wide, okay? This might feel a little bit awkward for some, especially if you don't have kind of that shoulder external rotation, okay? If you don't do these because they won't feel right and they won't be putting those rear delts to work, okay? So, elbows out. You try and always create a 90-degree angle between your humerus, your upper arm, and your torso. So we're going close to failure. Once you've gone close to failure, go with a palms up grip, and we're going to drive back here, okay? So we'll switch to another camera angle where you can actually see what's happening here. We're not using our biceps, we're leading with our elbows. And again, we're going to hit close to failure with that one. So first off, we've got that rear delt fly, then we've got that 90-degree row or elbows out row, and then we've got that palms up row where we're really driving back here. All three are really going to hammer your rear delts as individual exercises, but done as that triad, that mechanical drop set will take the end of your workout to a whole new level. If you only have a band, or you really just a little bit sadistic like me, then this one's a really good option for you as a bit of kind of a shoulders day finisher. You can also use these to warm up your shoulders. They're great to kind of build resilience around your shoulders, especially the first exercise. So we're going to do 3 exercises back to back. Use a really light band for this one. Now, I don't know what this band resistance is. It's great. It's about a 1/2 inch band, okay? But obviously adjust according to your strength levels. This is just for demo. So it's a band. I call these a Serrano press, okay? So sometimes people call them Cuban rotations because it's not a full Cuban press. So a full Cuban press would be here, 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 here. Okay, we're just going to do the Cuban rotation. So we're just going to do the rotation part here. So it's here to here, back to chest, and here. We're almost kind of spreading that band apart in the middle as well. So that's position number 1. Now these are really great just to warm up your shoulders, but as part of this series, they're horrible. So position number 1. Position number 2, X the band over. Do not pull the hairs out in your arms. Here, X band lateral raise. So we're here to here. Spread that band apart. You can kind of get your knuckles like that if you want to, but spread that band apart. Really, again, focusing on those delts, doing the work, okay? Position number 3. We're just going to go into an upright row. So we're going to keep that cross position. We're here, and we're going to kind of spread that band apart at the top. So we're doing a spread apart upright row, okay? So we're going to go here to here, here to here. Now, when you're doing an upright row, try not to go any higher than about your sternum line, okay? It can just force your shoulder into slightly more of an impinged position. So it's just here to here, here to here. If you don't deal well with those, or they don't feel right to you, you could change that last position to what I call a low pull apart. So both hands on the band, wider it is, the easier it's going to be. Start low, and it's pulling up to kind of that sternum. So it's here to here, here to here. Okay? So that's another option for movement number 3, if you want it. So some really great options there as individual exercises that you can use as your warm-up, with your bands warm-up, or as a shoulders finisher, either as individual exercises for kind of a higher rep range, maybe 15 up to like 25, 30 reps, as long as you're going close to failure, or as part of kind of that series of 3, maybe even 4 exercises if you want to use all of those, to really blow up your delts at the end of your workout. Give those a shot. Let me know how you get along. The last one I'm going to show you is a little bit different. So we're going to be using a suspension trainer. So anything like a TRX Jungle Gym XT. This is the Angles 91. Really big fan of this one. So you might have heard of like YTWs before, especially if you're in the rehab world. No, I'm not really so much in the rehab world. We're in the physique development world here. We're using that concept to basically drive some hypertrophy to your rear delts, but also great for kind of shoulders health and resilience at the same time. So we're going to do 3 movements back to back. So instead of a YTW, we're going to do YT face pull, which is very similar to a W. So with this, the more you walk forward, the harder it's going to be. So that's how you adjust the load. So I'm just going to kind of do it for demo purposes. So we're going to start with our Y. So our Y is from here to here, okay? So with this one, we're hitting rear delts. We're also hitting a lot of those lower trap fibers as well, which is obviously important for scapular and shoulder health and stability. Okay, so that's our first movement. Position number 2, we're going to go into our T. Now a T is basically like a rear delt fly. So a T is from here to here, okay? Now just a quick note, we're not using momentum here to drive ourselves up, we're initiating that movement with our delts, okay? So we're here to here. Once we've reached close to failure with this, we're gonna go straight into our face pull, so that's elbows out, thumbs to ears, really focus on that contraction in that position. So with that face pull, obviously we're working our rear delts, we're also working our shoulder external rotators, especially kind of infraspinatus, which is our kind of primary shoulder external rotator. So we're building that strength, resilience, but we're also getting a great finish to our shoulders workouts. But give those ones a go. Let me know how you get along with those ones. Really, really easy to do at home as well if you have a TRX. And it means you can drive some hypertrophy to the area and a lot of blood flow to the area without the need for a lot of weight. So I've just taken you through 6 shoulders workout finishes to really pump up your delts. Let us know if you try any. As I said, I'm a really big fan of these. From more of a finisher standpoint to use at the end of a workout, they're super fun to do. There's no better feeling than finish your workout with some pumped up shoulders. But as well, obviously they're going to be driving some hypertrophy, but more from kind of a metabolic stress perspective. But remember, metabolic stress isn't going to do a lot for hypertrophy without that mechanical tension component, all right? So we need to be using decent levels of weights with this one, but also driving some hypertrophy earlier on in our workouts by using kind of more compound lifts where we lift heavier weights. So like your overhead press variations. So whether it be like a Smith machine press, a military press, a dumbbell press, seated, standing, whatever kind of works well for you and your shoulders anatomy, all right? But these are really great to throw in. Let me know if you try any. And as always, make sure you like the video and subscribe and comment below if you found any of it useful.